Hello folks, and welcome back. Thought I'd shoot a quick video on something I'm doing. I got a repair on a Hollywood Heat. So on Hollywood Heat, a couple things. It's a System 80B, so here's the game here, and got this thing in test mode. It's in switch test right now because I'm doing some things, but I'll show you how to do that. Couple things I was dealing with this game. I had some switches not working and they need some adjustment. One thing that I like to do is I like to take on switches like this, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to adjust this switch here because it's a rollover switch that's not registering very easily, and then these back three rollover switches weren't registering very easily, so I have to kind of adjust these, and I'll get to that in a second. First off, I have some drop target banks here that the game is pretty unplayable, and so the drop targets would hit and then they kind of slowly, you see that kind of just that action there, they'd slowly pop up, and because the playfield's tipped up it works a little bit better, but it's just real gummy, I guess. And if you can see, I wiped a little bit off on this one already. Somebody sprayed some stuff on there. I think WD-40 is real common. If you look at this one, I just cleaned this one. This was sticking all the way, so I had to take this thing out. But the action should be really fast like that, and you can see there's still some gunk underneath there I didn't quite get. But I just took some degreaser, just a simple green, and cleaned all that crap off there. I took this off. The cool thing about these Gottlieb drop targets is, you'll notice, unlike Williams and Bally, they have a plug, so all the switches and coil wires go right to it. So really, you just have 4 screws. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 screws down there. You pull those off, this whole unit comes out along with the coil bracket. To get the coil out, you take the coil stop, which is 4 hex nuts here. The coil stop pops out, and then you can take the coil out in the sleeve and clean it all, and I did that. Now it functions perfectly. So then I did some other cleaning here and cleaned a little bit on the drop targets up top because somebody sprayed some goo in there. I have to do the same thing with this one. So, and I haven't really looked a ton, but I'll find that there's a disconnect here somewhere, and I'll disconnect that. Looks like it's right there. And I'll disconnect that and take that thing off and clean it the same way. Okay, also remember ground mods. So in this game, you can see all my stripped wires and stuff here. There's a screw to this plate there. There's these guys. Todd Tuckey did a good video on this at one point if you want to go look at his videos. But these things are subject to cold solder joints. And so I always take these off. They just really do get unreliable, and usually it's just a few on the corner. I haven't had a ton of problems, but I have had problems with them. Some people say, oh, they're never bad. Well, that's not correct. So what I do is I take all these, I like to use the ground strap here, and when there's too many things under that ground strap, which I did put 2 of those plugs on the ground strap, I actually drive a screw through the ground strap, make sure these are connected, and then I meter everything. But that's kind of how I did this one. Lastly, you'll see wires going everywhere in here. I haven't cleaned them up yet, but I did install a remote battery pack on this game. You can see I did that there. I should probably do a video on just that, on those 2 traces, and then throw that. That's all I had for battery. Usually I'll throw a coin style battery on there, but in this case I didn't. I did more ground mods where I drove screws through the ground strap there. This power supply was terribly hacked. Sorry for the lighting, but I did I soldered to the back of that plug for the ground mod just to make sure, but someone hacked the harness here. I got it working fine, but I'll clean all that up. But just wanted to kind of show you some stuff I do with these games. This is just a simple repair. I did some board work and some other things to get it running, but now it's running pretty good. I threw some LEDs in it to kind of liven it up, and not a whole lot more to do. So just a quick video on a repair of a Gottlieb Hollywood Heat System 80B. I seem to get these all the time. So anyway, happy pinballing. We'll talk soon.